very good afternoon to one and all present out here. Respected MD sir, respected principal ma'am, all the directors, esteemed teachers, respected parents, and my fellow students. It is with immense pride and joy that I, Tejaswini,
And I, Ashwani,
welcome you all to our class's annual function. Today is not just a day of showcasing performances, but rather a celebration of our collective journey, of dreams nurtured, lessons learned, talents discovered, and friendships formed. Today is the day where every smile, every effort, and every heartbeat comes together in harmony. We not only celebrate our unity and cooperation, but also reflect upon our talent and teamwork. This year, our theme is one that lies at the very heart of India's democratic spirit, federalism.
federalism is more than just a system of governance. It is a celebration of diversity, cooperation, and shared responsibilities. In a country as vast and varied as ours, it is federalism that allows unity without uniformity, giving space to every voice, every region, and every culture to thrive together.
Through today's performances and presentations, we hope to explore and express the essence of this beautiful concept, its significance, its challenges, and its importance in building a stronger, inclusive, and independent India. For this, we are extremely thankful for the management providing us this opportunity to address you all at this important moment.
For this, we would like to thank Nosegave for presenting us with a platform to showcase our skills and talent. So sit back, relax, and join us on this journey as we begin a day full of joy, creativity, and celebration.
It is well said that every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. With this thought in mind, I call upon stage Shivansh for guiding us through a short prayer.
Please stand up, join your hands and close your eyes and get ready for prayer. Where mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from depth of truth, where mind is led forward by thee, into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake.
Before we dive into today's excitement, let's charge up our minds with a dose of positivity. Because they say a single thought can change your entire day, so let us listen to our thought of the day and let it light up our way forward.
Thought of the day is unity in diversity is India's strength and discipline is the glue that binds us together. I repeat my thought. Unity in diversity is India's strength and discipline is the glue that binds us together.
Up next, we bring you a group discussion where young minds of our class explore federalism from different angles, discussing its roots, relevance, and role in our country.
Let's start with the meaning of federalism. Federalism is a system of governance in which the power is divided between the central as well as the state authorities. It is done so as to prevent over-centralization and ensure a balance of power. India adopted a federal structure post-independence to accommodate its religious, social, and linguistic diversity.
Federalism has 7 features. First, there are 2 or more levels of government. For example, in India we have government at central level, state level, and local level.
Second, each level of the government has its own jurisdictions and governs the same people but at different levels, with the powers granted to them by the Constitution.
Third, the jurisdiction of each level of government is specified in Constitution to prevent the unilateral use of power.
Fourth, the Constitution guarantees independence of each level by clearly dividing powers.
Sixth, courts like High Court or the Supreme Court act as an umpire in case any dispute arises between different levels of government.
Seventh, the Constitution not only provides the legal structure but also promotes the spirit of federalism, where mutual trust and agreement between center and state lay the foundation of the country.
Tejas, could you please explain How does federalism take different forms in different countries? What kind of federalism is practiced in India?
Yes, Karan. Now let's understand about two types of federation. The first is called Coming Together Federation. In this, independent states come together on their own to form a bigger unit. They pool their sovereignty and retain identity to increase the security. Here, the central government is relatively weaker than the state government. This type of federation exists in countries like USA, Australia, Switzerland, etc.
The second type is the holding together federation, where a large country decides to divide its power among the center and the state government, where the center tends to enjoy more power and not all the states enjoy equal powers. Such type of federation is prevalent in countries like Belgium, India and Spain.
For our next topic, we shall discuss what makes India a federation. In India, the constitution provides a threefold distribution of powers through three lists.
First, Union List. It is for national issues such as foreign affairs, defense, etc. Second, State List. It is for the matters of local interest such as police, agriculture, etc. Third, Concurrent List. It includes subjects of common interest such as education, forest, etc.
And the subjects that came into existence after the constitution was made fall under the residuary subjects legislated by the Union.
Up next, we shall discuss how federalism is practiced in India. First in this list is the idea of linguistic states. After independence, states were reorganized to make sure that people belonging to the same linguistic community reside in the same state.
Hindi is recognized as the official language of India. Other 21 languages were also recognized and given them the status of scheduled languages. More importantly, each state has its own language. This respects India's linguistic diversity.
Moving on, let's see the evolution of center-state relations within the Indian Federation. The center-state relations were once titled in the favor of central government, but after 1990, marking the beginning of the era of coalition government, the powers of local government were also considered. Gunagya, did the judiciary play any role in this shift of power?
Yes, Supreme Court played a very important role in strengthening the regional governments by passing an order. This order stated that the regional and state governments cannot be dismissed arbitrarily by the center.
True. Now let's discuss about decentralization. India gave its 73rd and 74th Amendment in 1992 to give more powers to the local government that included urban and rural self-governments.
Exactly, the aim was to bring the democracy closer to the people. Today we have Gram Panchayats in villages and municipal corporations in cities. This makes the third tier of government more important in our country.
Every Gram Panchayat is elected directly by the locals. That makes Panchayat Samiti and Jila Parishad at the district level. These bodies make decisions on health, education and local needs.
Moreover, at least 1/3 of the seats are reserved for women in these political bodies. In addition to that, seats are reserved for the people belonging to the marginalized communities for the inclusion of minority community in the local decision making.
However, in today's reality, many local bodies still lack in funds, manpower and independence. State governments often delay their elections or limit their power by not granting sufficient resources to them.
Still, decentralization has given citizens more say in solving issues at the local level. Local leaders are now emerging within the local communities. It's not perfect, but it's playing an important part in realizing the ideal of democracy, the local self-government.
Thus, federalism in India balances unity and diversity with constitutional division of powers, language rights, and local governance. It builds a strong, inclusive society that is fit for everyone. It is rightly said, federalism isn't about rights of the state. It is about dividing powers to better protect individual liberty. Thank you.
Theatre speaks what words alone cannot. For our next performance, we shall present a mesmerizing drama where federalism is portrayed as a living reality.
Scene 1. The era of central dominance. After 1947, India adopted a constitution that clearly outlined the federal structure, giving power to both the center as well as the state authorities. On paper, it looked like a complete balance, but in reality, it was not even half as ideal as it sounds. The centre often uses its constitutional powers to exert its control over the local authorities.
So let us step into two defining moments in the course of history where the centre tried to overpower the state. The incidents will show us how federalism in India was tested and reshaped by real political conflicts.
Mr. Raghu, the centre expects that your government is implementing national schemes without any delay. After all, strong national schemes ensure a strong nation.
Indeed, sir. But sometimes it feels like our local parties are treated merely as administrative units. For instance, the decisions made on the subjects included in concurrent list are of common interest, but your decision prevails in the case of conflict.
Mr. Arora, the Constitution provides overriding authority to the centre in order to preserve unity and integrity. If the powers are scattered, the very fabric of the nation may be weakened. Mr. Mehta, what are your views about it?
We respect unity, but over-centralization breeds dissatisfaction. True federalism requires that the voice of state is heard and not overshadowed.
This new government was eventually dismissed arbitrarily under Article 356 of the Indian Constitution. The difference of power between the central authority and the various constituent units within the state undermine the spirit of federalism.
Mr. Kumar and Mr. Gupta, for decades the government has maintained stability because a single party has been in majority at the centre. This ensured smooth governance and uniform policies across all the states.
Indeed, Mr. Sharma, but at a cost. With one party dominating, we the regional party feel powerless. The demand coming from a region of control is not given appropriate priority and attention in the parliament.
Mr. Sharma, this is true that our country needed a strong centre in the years of independence, but now the times have changed. People want that their issues to be given equal importance in the parliamentary sessions.
What are your views about it, Mr. Goel?
I can't deny this reality. In the last election, our party didn't get a clear majority. This rise in power of regional political parties may mark the beginning of a new era.
Indeed, a new era of coalition government begins. No single party got a clear majority in Lok Sabha election after 1990s. The major party had to enter into the alliance to form a government at the centre. This led to a new culture of power sharing and respect for the autonomy of the state government.
Scene 2. The Parliament Debate and the Coalition Era. Now we shall witness what role that the Supreme Court of India played in encouraging the new culture of coalition government. The results of S.R. Bommai versus Union of India case of 1994 altered with the powers of central government of that time, where Mr. Bommai expressed his disapproval of Article 356 and Mr. Goel stood in its favor.
Greetings to the court. I, the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, would like to oppose the decision of dismissing our government in 1989 by the governor. Such arbitrary dismissal is against the democratic principles of our country.
The centre acted because we believe that our government had lost its majority. The constitution allows us to impose president's rule.
Mr. Goel, Article 356 cannot be misused. The real test of majority must be inside the assembly and not in the governor's office.
Exactly, my lord. Such arbitrary dismissal destroys the rights of states and spirit of federalism.
Can the court interfere in the president's decision? Isn't his decision final?
The court rules that Article 356 is subject to judicial review. From now on, the president's rule cannot be imposed arbitrarily. It must be justified and the majority must be proven by a floor test.
Scene 3. Present-day federalism. Today, federalism in India is practiced with more cooperation than conflict. There is a mutual understanding between state and centre parties where they cooperate to resolve issues which may threaten the national security and integrity of the country. This can be understood by the example of Kerala floods of 2018, where two officials of both the levels of government are discussing about the aftermath of floods and an army officer is providing relief to the refugees.
Mr. Nair, I heard about the recent devastating floods in Kerala.
The central government must provide adequate financial aid and send NDRF forces for the better management of refugees.
I appreciate the center's help in this time of distress. Our local authorities and volunteers are working tirelessly to accommodate as many refugees as possible.
Exactly. In this time of distress, the center must ensure resources and the state must ensure its execution. This balance is the essence of federalism that states that no single authority can function alone.
True, cooperation matters more than competition. This partnership ensures citizens that both center and state stand united.
Federalism is alive when both voices are heard, the center and the state. Thank you.
Poem is not only a celebration of feelings but also of thoughts. Presenting before you a Hindi poem which brings idea of federalism to life on its stage.
राज्य केंद्र का सुंदर तालमेल, संघवाद है लोकतंत्र का, अलग अलग रंग अलग अलग भाषा, सब में सम्मानित रहती एकता की आशा।
है हर राज्य को अपनी राह चुनने का अधिकार, यही है समानता और विकास का सार।
भाषाएं, संस्कृतियां, धर्मों की ये रंगोली, संघवाद में मिलती सबको पहचान निराली। राज्य हो चाहे केंद्र, सबका मान रहे समान, अधिकार और कर्तव्य मिलकर बनाते संविधान।
समानता, स्वाधीनता और भाईचारा, संघवाद ही बनाता राष्ट्र को सशक्त और न्यारा।
आओ मिलकर ले संकल्प, दूर करे भेदभाव की दीवार, संघवाद के प्रकाश से रोशन करे हर अंधकार हर अंधकार। धन्यवाद।
A poem is a painting of words. Our next presentation is an English poem that expresses the very soul of federalism.
From snow-kissed peaks of proud Kashmir to Tamil tides the temples here, from sands of Thar to Brahmaputra song, India stand diverse yet strong.
Not born of sword, no throne, no chain, but from people's voice and pain. She rose with dreams in tricolour dyed, with justice, liberty as guide.
A center firm yet never blind, a state with pride yet not confined. 3 levels rule from near to high, local to state and that is sky.
In Punjab's field, in Bengal's heart, in Kerala's mind, in Delhi's heart, we hear the song of unity, woven with the thread of liberty.
The Constitution, our guiding flame, gave center strength and state their name. The list that split the law and land, union, state and shared command.
Legislatures that shape their laws, panchayats roots in their cause. Yet parliament, with vision so high, connects the earth beneath the sky.
On wondrous land with languages yet we understand, with custom white it holds the same. We burn in freedom's holy flame.
So rise and sing, O land of gold. With every tongue, let truth be told, that all India's strength is not just one, but all its daughter, every son. Though states may differ, dreams align. In India's soul, all staffs combine. Thank you.
Now we are presenting before you a classical drama. The performance is based on the soulful song Sunil Ji. Either of our class will be singing this melodious piece, while Tanishka Garg and Kashish will
will portray its essence through a devotional classical dance.
The song Suniya Ji from the film Lekin beautifully expresses the emotions of a daughter, pleading to her father to take her back.
Music has no borders, just like federalism. So now, please welcome Tejaswini and Myra of our class to remind us how unity can be created without similarities with the soul-sharing English song.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sing the world to find you. And if you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2. there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
Thank you. Melody has the mysterious power to elevate the spirit and enrich the soul. With pride and pleasure, I would like to call upon Adya Swami to grace the stage with her soulful Hindi song performance.
आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे, आज मैं आगे जमाना है पीछे। आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे, आज मैं आगे जमाना है पीछे। Tell me, ओ खुदा, अब मैं क्या करूं? चलूं सीधी की उल्टी चलूं। आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे, आज मैं आगे जमाना है पीछे। Tell me, ओ खुदा, अब मैं क्या करूं? चलूं सीधी की उल्टी चलूं। आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे। यूं ही बिन बात के झलके जाए हंसी, डोले जब हवा नाते खुदी। यूं ही बिन बात के झलके जाए हंसी, डोले जब हवा नाते खुदी। संभलूं कि पढ़ूं, अरे 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 बाबा क्या करूं? चलूं सीधी की उल्टी चलूं। आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे, आज मैं आगे जमाना है पीछे। ओ tell me, ओ खुदा, अब मैं क्या करूं? चलूं सीधी की उल्टी चलूं। La 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 la, la 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 la। आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे। Thank you.
Up next is an instrumental performance that brings together different tones, sounds, and melodies, each unique on its own, equally vital, equally valued. We hope this musical journey strikes a chord in your hearts.
case that stories are told and traditions are carried forward, our next performance is a classical dance through which we not just celebrate the beauty of dance but also the idea that diversity is strength and unity in diversity is our true identity.
of soul that celebrates individuality within unity. Now we would like to present a group dance that blends diverse rhythms and regional flavors of our country with every step.
Yoga is a spiritual and physical practice that unites the mind and body and brings about stability and peace. Other than being beneficial for people of all ages, it also builds the immune system, strength, flexibility, and balance along with a positive mindset. Similarly, the elegant, highly refined dance forms of India bring into play the mind, body, and spirit through the medium of artistic gestures, postures, and facial expressions. Today, we are going to exhibit various postures of yoga on both traditional as well as Western forms of music.
Shabishan Nirvana Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda Swarupam Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Chirakashamakashavasam Bhajeham Gya की लड़ियां ये कड़ियां, हरियों ने हर जीवन रखवार तुम हो। जयकार महाकाल, जयकाल महाकाल, जयकाल महाकाल, जयकाल महाकाल, विकराल शंभो। जीवन हो या मृत्यु दोनों ही तुम हो। जन्मों जन्मांतर की लड़ियां ये कड़ियां, हरियों ने हर जीवन रखवार तुम हो। जयकाल महाकाल, जयकाल महाकाल, जयकाल महाकाल, जयकाल महाकाल। सृष्टि के संचालक महाप्राण तुम हो। तुम ही सुख तुम ही दुख निर्वाण तुम हो। सूरज से तेजस्वी सागर से निर्मल, चंद्रा भी तारे भी ब्रह्मांड तुम हो। जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल। जीवन की नैया तुम पतवार तुम हो। इस पार उस पार मझधार तुम हो। कण कण ये हर क्षण ये तुमसे बना है। गूंजे जो घट भीतर ओंकार तुम हो। जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल, हो जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल। हिमालय के सर का श्रृंगार तुम हो। गंगा की पावन सी एक धार तुम हो। डम 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 डमरू का एक नाद तुम हो। शंखों के हृदयों की हुंकार तुम हो। जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल, जयकार महाकाल।
Shiva.